They mocked the safari driver, then he rescued a lion and silenced them all. They laughed at him, called him a joke, a nobody in dusty boots. But when a lion's life was on the line in the wild savannah, only one man had the courage to act, and it wasn't them. Stay tuned, because what he did next changed everything. Like, subscribe, and let's dive into this unforgettable story of heart, bravery, and redemption. The story opens in the vast African savannah, with golden light spilling across the grasslands, as a luxury safari tour kicks off. Among the guests, wealthy tourists from Europe and America, dressed in expensive safari gear, more interested in selfies and champagne than the nature around them. Their guide, a quiet, humble man named Daniel, a local with deep knowledge of the land, animals, and ancient traditions. He wears worn-out boots and drives a beat-up but reliable safari truck. His English is good but accented, and he keeps to himself. From the beginning, the tourists look down on him. Is this our driver? One laughs. He looks like he's been driving since the Stone Age. Another chuckles. Despite their disrespect, Daniel remains calm, pointing out animals with patience and sharing interesting facts. But they ignore him, preferring their own jokes and loud music in the truck. When Daniel warns them about approaching lion territory, they mock him again. Relax, Lion King, a man says sarcastically. We've seen the Lion King. We know how this works. Daniel clenches his jaw but says nothing. He knows this land, and he knows it doesn't play by Disney's rules. Later that day, the group encounters a pride of lions resting under a tree. One lion, however, is behaving oddly, limping, isolated, and clearly in pain. Daniel notices instantly. He stops the truck at a distance and observes. Something's wrong, he says. He might be hurt. The tourists are annoyed. Let's get closer. We want photos. You're being dramatic. Daniel refuses. That lion could be in distress. If we provoke him, he could charge. It's dangerous for him and for us. The tourists become irritated. You're just scared. Is this your first week on the job? One arrogant guest, Martin, decides to get out of the truck with his camera. If you won't do it, I will. Daniel quickly stops him, raising his voice for the first time. Sit down. If you leave this truck, you risk your life. The group falls silent. Daniel's voice, though calm, holds deep authority. For the first time, they see a flicker of something more in him. Reluctantly, Martin sits, but the mood turns tense. They begin whispering behind Daniel's back, texting complaints to the tour company. The driver was too strict, too paranoid. But Daniel's eyes remain fixed on the limping lion. Something's not right, he whispers. That night, Daniel doesn't sleep. He contacts the local wildlife rescue team, many of whom are friends from his younger days working in conservation. He shares what he saw, and they agree it could be a snare injury, possibly from poachers. The next morning, Daniel shows up at the lodge with a different truck, loaded with medical kits, tranquilizer, guns, and wildlife officials. The tourists are confused. What's going on? Safari cancelled. Oh, is the driver going to save a lion now? They sneer. But Daniel is focused. He speaks quietly to the rangers in their local dialect, organizing a precise rescue plan. They find the lion again, now lying on its side, struggling. Using a drone and careful strategy, the team tranquilizes the animal safely. They rush in and discover a tight steel snare cutting into its back leg, infected and oozing. It was slowly killing the animal. Daniel works with a vet to clean the wound, administer antibiotics, and bandage the leg. The tourists, still watching from a distance, are stunned. He knew what was wrong. He saved it. For the first time, Martin, the arrogant guest, lowers his phone and watches. Speechless. After the rescue, one of the guests quietly approaches a ranger. Who is he? That guy. Daniel. The ranger smiles. You don't know. Daniel used to be a lead conservation officer for the region. He helped design anti-poaching patrol routes and trained most of the rangers here. But after his wife died a few years ago, he stepped away, became a private safari guide to stay close to the animals, to heal. The tourists are stunned. This time they mocked a man who dedicated his life to protecting the very wildlife they came to photograph. Later that evening, back at the lodge, the same tourists who laughed at him now stand silently as Daniel walks in. The once loud Martin stands and offers a hand. I was wrong. I'm sorry. That was incredible. Daniel nods, accepting the gesture. He doesn't need the applause. The lion is safe. That's enough for him. News of the lion rescue spreads. The safari company posts a video from a drone camera. Daniel guiding the rescue, checking the lion's wound and ensuring it was returned safely to the wild. The video goes viral. Comments flood in. We need more men like Daniel. Respect to the quiet heroes. Don't judge a man by his boots. Tourists who once laughed at him now request him personally for guided tours. The company offers him a promotion, but Daniel declines. He doesn't want fame, he wants peace. But now at least, he's treated with dignity. The final scene shows Daniel, standing once again in the open savannah, watching from a distance as the now recovered lion rejoins his pride. Daniel smiles, takes off his hat, and whispers to the wind, "You're home now." End with soft music and narration. Never underestimate quiet people. The loudest aren't always the bravest, and the ones you mock may one day become the reason you believe in heroes.